Morning everybody. This is the start of another one of our online event videos. It's 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, September 22. What are we doing? We're dropping our beep mats, which you've heard about before. Dropping our beep mats into the oversized luggage in Toronto Pearson Airport. We're doing that because from the exploration camp, the call has gone out for more beep mats. Send more beep mats. And the reason why is because an entirely new mineralization zone, which Douglas had theorized on a map, has now been found with copper in it. And it was found by dragging the beep map over the 3-kilometer long electromagnetic conductor that Douglas can see in the data set from when Anglo-American flew the electromagnetic survey in, I'll say 2014, I don't know exactly the year. So, we're loading up more beep maps, we're taking them out to camp. This is the start of our video set for this week. See ya. Hey everybody again, so we're in Wabush, we just picked up our beep maps, we have 4 of them going now. And I'm actually happy to have bumped into Mackenzie in the airport. So Mackenzie was the geotech working with the geologist Miquel, and they, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, they were working on the southern set of the claims where there's a big fold, and Douglas McQuarrie's always felt that that fold is really interesting because Anglo-American flew electromagnetic survey in 2014, and there's this huge 4-kilometer long conductor result, and no one had ever actually gone to walk there. So you guys went.
Yep.
And what did you have with you? What'd you find? What'd you see?
We had our beep map, so we would hit around like 1,500 on the grass. And once we dug maybe half a foot, 2 feet, and we would just follow the conductor the whole way, and just found the same layer the whole way. It was always at the same place in the same angular position. So that was very interesting, and when you would break it, it would smell like rotten eggs, so your sulfurs, all that stuff. It was very mineralized, lots of chalcopyrite as well in your pyritites. So a very interesting layer for sure.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for finding it. Thanks for telling me what you saw. I'm really glad we bumped into each other. Yeah, when the assay results come in, I mean, that's going to be a couple months. It'll be October, November at the earliest by the time we get that. But I know Doug's super excited about the assay results. I'm going to see if we can't sneak in some XRF results as soon as we can. And then it's a whole new huge, well, it's maybe kilometers long.
Yeah, maybe.
At surface.
Yep. And
what's the grade going to be? I don't know, but
probably going to hit good. I mean, it is chalcopyrite, it's 30-something% copper, but there's a lot in every area we dug, we would find some. So that's always promising. I mean, the area surface is huge, so just waiting for the tests. But it's a nice find. Miguel was super excited, the head geologist I was working with. He was as excited as I was, so it's always fun to see when you're on the field.
Good. Thanks, man. Have
Thanks
a good flight.
Lot.
Hi everybody, this is the third part of the day. We're still on September 22nd. I've made it up to camp, and I've been sitting with the 3 geologists here in camp right now, and we're talking about rock that's been pulled out of this new southern fold zone. Again, to recap, Doug has seen this possible mineralization zone on the electromagnetic conductors that were flown by Anglo-American many years ago, never followed up. We finally followed him up, and the guy who did the following is Miguel. So we've got some light and some chalcopyrite reflecting in the light. Can you show us what you've got here?
Yeah, this is a brecciated massive sulfide that we found in the southern zone, and you can most of the rock is extremely rusted, but through the rust we still can see some shiny spots, such as this one. Maybe you can see it on the camera. This is chalcopyrite, and there's certainly a few percent of that mineral in the rock, and that's the mineral that contains the copper.
So we got a few percent of the mineral that contains the copper. Chemical assays will come probably November, we're expecting. Obviously the rock is still here, hasn't been sent to the lab yet. It'll get to the lab early October. Meanwhile, what does all this mean for what we've learned so far in the 6 weeks or 7 weeks of camp? Jenna is going to show us where on the map of our claims that this came from, and then walk us through how big it is as a zone so far and what it might mean.
So what's really cool about this zone is that it hasn't been found because the conductor is on an area where there's a lot of vegetation. So basically it's this part of the fold. So when Miguel was going with his beat map, when it would detect something, he started digging some test pits. Sometimes they would be like 60 centimeters deep. And when he would dig, he would find a massive sulfide unit. And as you can see, these orange points, that's all where he was able to find the continuation. So with the beat map, he was able to go and test all these zones and was able to follow the massive sulfide over from what we have now is around 6 kilometers. There's a few discontinuous areas where he wasn't able to find it because the overburden was too thick. But this is still very promising because it's all on this one conductor. And this leaves this area nice and open for us to continue and locate this massive sulfide. So this could also extend if we can follow this conductor upwards, which looks very promising. It could go over 10 kilometers long.
So when are we going to go chase down those next 4 kilometers?
So now that you brought all the beat maps, now we're all gonna go with the beat map, and tomorrow we're gonna focus on that and
All right.
see how far we can take it.
Okay, thanks everybody. We're going to put this as part of the pre-recorded section of the September 26th online event. And if we can get Doug to join us, he's going to be out of the country, but if we can get Doug to join us online, we'll go deeper in the Q&A about what all this means. Thanks very much.